Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Los Angeles held its first HERicane event to give young women the opportunity to discover emergency management as a career option. Female authority figures from FEMA and the LA Fire Department were present to encourage and mentor the young hopefuls who attended. Let's take a look.
HERicane Los Angeles is the first of its kind here in the LA area. It's a great opportunity for young women to learn about the profession of emergency management.
I am super excited to be here as part of this HERicane event, giving our young women an opportunity to see what the profession of emergency management is all about. It warms my heart to be able to see how many individuals at this age are getting excited about what this could potentially be for their future.
To see somebody like the FEMA administrator, #1 in FEMA, I look at that and where she's here to, again, inspire the young women and just to show them time and time again with the speakers that are here, that we're here for them, we want to mentor them, we want them to see people like us, women like us, in positions of leadership and authority.
In the emergency management field, the police field, and the fire field across our nation, women are a very low number of that. So it's very vital in our community as well that we explain to them that there's various avenues to get into many career fields, and we want to open those doors for them, and we want to give them mentors. So we're hoping that by the end of this week, they say, oh, I didn't even know this was a career option, and I can do it. I've seen all these women that did it from various ways of coming up. I can do it too.
I didn't know if I wanted to be a part of either the emergency department or even the fire department, but once I did and I started, speaking to all these women that have a role in the public service, it kind of inspired me to, maybe step foot into a position here.
I think it gives us a lot of insight and more encouragement to join this field. Just all the different ways that you can help yourself and help others become prepared in disasters or any type of emergencies.
So we're going to run them through the gamut of being emergency managers during an earthquake and have to make critical decisions on everything that we do in a real disaster. So it's going to be a lot of fun. They get to save the city.
I've said it before, if she can see her, she can be her. And hopefully, my hopes are that we inspired them to really look beyond what they thought they could do. And that's why I'm here, is just to demonstrate that to them.
What I like to tell young women is that confidence is as important as your competence in the career. You have to believe in yourself. You have to make sure that your voice is heard because your voice matters. And that way you are going to excel in your career and you're going to be able to help people before, during, and after disasters.
For more information, you should check out our website, emergency.lacity.org.
Later in the show, we'll see another female city leader in action at a back-to-school giveaway in Van Nuys. Stick around. The city of LA continues its effort to curb the homelessness crisis by providing interim housing. The Tiny Homes Village in Westlake is how CD13 and organizations like Urban Alchemy are providing unhoused individuals and their beloved pets a safe place to live.
We're at the Tiny Homes in Westlake in the 13th Council District, and we're here to show one of the interim housing solutions that we have in Council District 13 for people experiencing homelessness. We have these units that fit two to a unit, and they're climate controlled. They have the ability for folks to store their belongings safely inside, and it also provides them an ability to bring their pets indoors with them as well.
Urban Alchemy has 3 villages. We have 2 tiny home villages, and we have 1 safe sleep village, which is a tent village. And what we do is that we engage with our guests basically to get them from that place of homelessness into permanent housing. And we're just trying to see people get off the streets. So the process is all about, in LA, it's all about spas. So right now, we're standing in spa 4. So anyone who comes here, they must be homeless in spa 4 for at least 2 years. So after their homelessness for 2 years, they meet with an outreach team. An outreach team gives their names to LASA, and then they're matched here.
Before I came, I was living out of my car in tents. So here, it makes you be kind of grateful for having the house, the AC and all that at home.
It's better than being on the streets. These people give you a different, like another chance at getting a job, getting back out there in the world, becoming a law-abiding citizen again, and I really do appreciate this place. I really do.
Our office partnered with the Daughters of Charity for this site, and our city forces constructed and built this in partnership with Pallet. They can also keep their pets inside with them in a safe environment so that they can go and look for work and get jobs or be connected to additional services.
The reason why a lot of Urban Alchemy has the passion that we have is because we've been homeless ourselves. Every last employee on my staff have been homeless themselves. And so we just want to give back, and how people have given to us, we give back to the community.
The Board of Public Works recently hosted Engineering Day within the city of Los Angeles. The event partners students from several historically Black colleges and universities with city engineers to see their work up close. Here's the story.
Today, we are very proud to host Los Angeles Historically Black Colleges and Universities Engineering Day. This project is one among three to get an opportunity, one, to be introduced to the bureaus and departments in the city of Los Angeles in terms of those who hire engineers, and two, to allow them an opportunity to engage in engineering projects so that they can look at some of the challenges we have in big cities like Los Angeles, and more importantly, have an opportunity to observe the solutions that we have in engineering projects. Finally, I think that the most critical part of their internship is to observe the various cultures that are part of the engineering community in Los Angeles.
I joined this field because I just wanted to produce a tangible product for the betterment of others. So kind of like with this facility here and with the Vision Theater, those facilities are pillars for their communities.
We are giving a tour to several students from historically Black colleges and universities of the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex, which is a recently completed $40 to $50 million total project budget and around 40,000 square foot sports complex that encompasses a very large gym and extended sized pool.
The program is really fun. It's very informative, and it's going to help you better your career in engineering, and you should apply for the opportunity. Just come out here and enjoy it, and also ask a bunch of questions because they're very educated, and just soak up as much as you can.
One of the important things about the historically Black college university programs is that not only do we find ways to possibly place some of the best engineering students in the country within a diverse community like the city of LA, but we also benefit from their knowledge and experience from other portions of the country. And going after these students in particular really increases our overall social and educational and academic pool of knowledge that we have in how to diversify our communities, how to be empathetic to other communities, and just to, in general, become the best residents and public servants that we possibly can.
Every child deserves access to school materials. That is why Council President Nuri Martinez held a back-to-school giveaway in Van Nuys to make sure families that can't afford school essentials have what they need. The event helped over 250 local kids kick off their school year.
Well, today we're partnering with New Economics for Women. We're helping families in this area have access to backpacks and back-to-school supplies. Back to school is right around the corner, so we want all of our kids in this area to have all the necessary back-to-school supplies that so often some of these kids simply cannot afford, or their families cannot afford to buy for them. So we just want to make it easier for parents to have access to this stuff so they can have a successful school year.
This is has actually gone on for 5 years now, and it is an annual event where we offer back to school supplies for high school, middle school, and elementary school students. We have a very good relationship with Council President Marie Martinez's office. She was so kind to offer her support this time around for our back to school event, helped us get supplies, backpacks, and then also had the LA Library come. We'll be giving out books. And today it's extra special. Council President and the YMCA were able to secure hotspots for families so that they can take home and use for internet services.
It's important for the library to come out and participate in events like this because we want everyone to know that we're here and all of the wonderful resources that we have. It's so important for kids to have access to books, especially. There's a lot of people who don't know that you can come into the library and use all of our stuff for free. It's free to get a library card. It's free to use our computers. So one of the things that we're promoting here from the library is our Student Success Card. Every student at a Los Angeles Unified School is issued a Student Success Card, and with that card, they can check out 5 books at a time, and they can use all of our electronic resources, which includes our databases where they can get research for projects and access to tutor.com for online tutoring.
Well, I think, so much of the need was highlighted during the pandemic. Some of that need has not changed. A lot of our families in Los Angeles, particularly in my district, are still in need of basic supplies. There's still, inflation is very high right now. Some of our moms and some of our parents have not been able to go back to work full time. And so their need has not changed. We tend to forget that with or without a pandemic, these working families are still struggling to pay for the bare necessities like clothes, backpacks, and books, and school supplies for their children. And we need to make sure that we're there for them to support them so that they can be successful.
Bothwell Ranch, the last commercial orange grove in the city of Los Angeles, has set a deal to save almost 5 acres of their property for historic preservation. We joined council member Bob Blumenfield at the Orange Grove to talk about the importance of preserving this testament to the history of the San Fernando Valley.
Mountain-rimmed valleys, once thought worthless, have been transformed. This is a land of citrus groves, with fragrant blossoms and golden fruit growing in the shadows of purple-hued mountains.
Here I am at the last commercial orange grove in the city of Los Angeles. The barn and the packing house and garage behind me, 14-acre orange grove on this side. Would have been lost completely to development. We were able to work with the owners, the Bothwell family, and broker a deal to save a third of this property. This is an incredibly historic site. So many people throughout the San Fernando Valley know about our history as basically one big orange grove. Yes, we've evolved as a city, but we don't want to lose sight of knowing where we've come from. So it'll be there for people to see and enjoy. It becomes a communal space. It becomes a place that we can have education about what was here, about the orange groves. It's just a small sample, but it's the last sample. It's the last sample that's like this, but it'll be here, and it'll be here for a long time. It'll be a testament to the history of our San Fernando Valley.
For more information about Councilmember Blumenfield and projects in the West Valley, visit cd3.lacity.org. LADWP announces record-breaking water reduction efforts. LA Pierce College is holding a business clothing donation drive, and City Controller Galperin releases a map showcasing LA's cost of living crisis. These stories up next on City Beats.
LADWP announced a record-setting 11% reduction in water use during the month of July. The decreased usage indicates that Angelenos are making greater conservation efforts as LA continues in its Phase 3 water restrictions. LADWP recommends residents reduce outdoor watering, cover pools, and use commercial car wash facilities to continue decreasing water consumption. Visit LADWP.com to learn about the many options for continued water conservation and ongoing efficiency rebate programs. LA Pierce College is holding a clothing drive to provide resources for students as they enter the workforce. Donations of gently used professional and business casual clothes, shoes, and accessories are being accepted through August 26th. The items will be distributed to students to assist with opportunities such as interviews, career fairs, and job placements. The clothing drive is a partnership with Councilmember Bob Blumenfield and the West Valley Warner Center Chamber of Commerce. Donations can be dropped off at the LA Pierce College campus Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more details about donatable items and drop-off location, visit cd3.lacity.org/Pierce Closet. City Controller Ron Galperin released a digital story map to help illustrate the complex economic realities facing Angelenos. The site, titled LA's Cost of Living Crisis, explores the details of the cost of living in LA, highlighting that wages have failed to rise at a pace equal to the cost of living increases. Additional affordable housing, support of small businesses, and job development are presented as paths for economic improvement in LA. To visualize LA's economic concerns and to find resources to assist with the financial impacts, visit the Data tab at lacontroller.org.
In order to get our youngsters inspired and ready to go back to school, CD9 and the Department of Cultural Affairs held Splash of LA. Councilmember Kern Price was on hand to talk about the importance of this community engagement event at South Park, where games, live performances, and resources were offered to attendees. Check it out.
We're at South Park, historic South Park, and we're so excited to be joining with Kid City Hope. They've got a Splash of LA celebration going on today, sort of a back to school, end of summer celebration. There's face painting, there are drawings. The highlight's going to be a series of performances by our youth musicians.
Kid City Hope Plays is an after-school program in downtown Los Angeles, and we serve a lot of the kids from South Central Los Angeles, East LA, and Central LA. A lot of the youth at Kid City come from immigrant households or low-income backgrounds or live in underinvested communities. So it's really important for them to have mentorship and services that are there to help them realize that there are community members that care for them and care for their success.
Usually you would see mostly adults doing this, but for Splash of LA, it was mostly all students doing it, including the resources, the music, and the games.
School is starting up again, and so, we got to get our kids inspired and riled up and ready to participate in the academic world coming up.
Can you imagine creating art with things you found in the LA River? That's what the kids who participated in the LA River Public Art Project did. LA City Rec and Park staff and supervisor Hilda Solis highlighted the benefits of children learning about the river and creating something beautiful with the materials they found. Check it out.
We're out here today to bring a group of children to have the opportunity to experience the LA River, see its current condition, dream about its future.
Well, it's an exciting day. We're actually having a culmination of a program that's been ongoing here at the parks, LA City Parks, and it's to celebrate LA River Public Arts projects. They learn about the river, they learn about what they found in the river, and they learn the importance of what elements of natural beauty are here. And they're understanding that through art, through poetry, building things on natural things that they found in the river. And it's quite amazing what they're doing. And I think this is a good program that should be offered throughout all of our parks.
This is the first summer of El Rio de Aventura summer camp, our first public art camp. And the student campers delighted us with their energy and enthusiasm to make art and learn from the river, her habitats, history, and First Peoples.
To create something out of pieces of what we would consider garbage, things that were pulled out from along this beautiful LA River, which we call Paimepachait, and repurpose it and just create something beautiful. And it just gives you a little bit of hope for the future.
So I see this structure as a footprint of a much greater and much more interesting process. It was a way to facilitate conversations around what I call eco-social relations, the way in which nature relates to itself, the ways in which humans relate to nature, and the way that animals relate within nature as well.
The 51 miles of the river connects communities that might not have that physical proximity. And in a city that is starved for spaces and public areas, the river is a source of all of that.
This week, in our ongoing series celebrating the 60th anniversary of the LA Cultural Heritage Commission, we visit the once abandoned Gilmore gas station, which is currently a unique drive-through Starbucks. As a matter of fact, at the canopies where gas pumps used to hang, drivers can now get a different kind of fuel, caffeine. Let's hear this story.
What you have is an old gas station that was abandoned for several years before Starbucks decided that they could use this as a facility for their product. It's a unique building because it's a small gas station. You can see it's a very simple structure. Someone felt that it really needed to have some pizzazz to it, so they designed it in what was currently a very voguish style in 1935, in the streamlined modern style. And because of that, it's a good example of that style for a small building, a gas station. And that's part of the reason why we appreciate it. The preservation community made an application for a monument, and the city council declared it a monument in 1992. And that helped sort of solidify the protection of it. So now it can't be torn down. So it's a very important aspect of revitalization of what was an existing dilapidated building. And that's what the Cultural Heritage Commission likes to see. When I first heard that Starbucks was going to purchase the site and redevelop the building into a Starbucks cafe, I was a little curious about how they were going to do it. Being an architect, I know the ins and outs of how these things get developed. I thought this was a very tough problem. It's a very small building. I've been to many Starbucks cafes before, and they're much larger than this. The canopies that come out were really canopies where the gas pumps were. And right now, the way that the planners and architects develop the site, they're driving through those canopies. But instead of getting gas, well, I guess they're getting a certain kind of gas. It's called caffeine. It's their new gas that they're providing the people that are driving these cars. And I think it's very successful in the terms of providing a facility for the community, and very successful in the fact that they brought new life to an old building.
Enjoy live jazz concerts at the Leimert Park Jazz Festival. Join musicians of all levels at the community band in the park, or take your first steps in tango at the Pico Union Library. All this up next on Things to Do.
Jazz lovers, this one's for you. The Leimert Park Jazz Festival is where you can enjoy some of the best jazz bands and artists playing live at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. Come join fellow jazz enthusiasts at this free festival, which will feature live tributes to jazz legends, an African drum circle, and performances by musicians like Patrice Rushen, Pete Escovedo and family, and many more. Be sure to check out the Kids Zone, Marketplace, and the Food Zone at this community-focused event. The Leimert Park Jazz Festival will take place at the upper-level parking deck of the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall on Saturday, August 27th. Doors open at 11:30 a.m. For more details, check out LeimertParkJazzFestival.com. If you've always wanted to know what it feels like to be part of a band, now you have a chance at the Community Band in the Park event taking place at Herman Park. You'll join other musicians of all ages, backgrounds, and levels in this unique music-friendly environment. Participants become a part of a series of creative sessions and concerts while learning an eclectic mix of music. You can bring your own instrument or use one of the provided percussion instruments. Participation is free and registration is required for the Community Band in the Park event taking place at Herman Park on 5568 Via Marisol on Saturday, August 27th at 10 a.m. For more information, visit culturela.org/events. Attention dance lovers and especially tango enthusiasts. The Pico Union Branch Library is holding a free beginning tango class. With the help of 20-year veteran Argentine tango instructor Ilona Glenarski, participants will have the chance to learn the basic steps and hand gestures of Argentine tango. This free lesson requires no previous dancing experience. The event is open to teens and adults. The beginning tango class with Ilona Glenarski will take place inside the community room of the Pico Union Branch Library on Saturday, August 27th at 1 p.m. For more details, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.